Okay, I just finished making a video about being able to jump, and I just figured out a different way to jump, so I probably will edit the other video, cut it off at a certain point where I started to go a little rogue, and so you might never ever see that, but I wanted to show you I think a nicer way to jump here. So hopefully this loads up quick enough. Platform Racer. Again, hopefully you can find it. I've shared the project so you can find it if you can search under my name. And I'll just show you where I got to, and then I'm going to take some of the stuff away. Okay, so it's underneath here. We had worked on putting in drop speed, that's for the car to fall, and jump speed, that's for the car to jump. And basically if it's touching the ground, then we want it to stop. Now, and then I did some crazy stuff here that I actually don't really like. And when you run this game, and you press jump, it does this jump, but it's not a very nice jump. Okay, it's okay, it's not bad, but it's not the best. And actually this part here, I think I'm going to get rid of. So I'll try to edit that out of the video, the previous video, so you don't end up doing it. So if you're looking at this and be like, oh, we've never seen that before, awesome, let's not even talk about it then. But this part here, hopefully you have seen. So I'll just go quickly through it. It's setting the drop speed to 0 and setting the jump speed to 0. So it's not jumping, it's not falling initially. And then forever it's checking to see if it's hitting the ground. If it is hitting the ground, we don't want it to drop any further, so the drop speed is set to 0. If it's not touching the ground, which is under the else part of it, then we check to see if the drop speed is great. So if it's in the air, we see if it's greater than -20. If it is greater than -20, then we want it to become more and more negative. So if it's -18, we want it to become -19. And if it's -19, we become -20. But if it's -20, then we don't want to keep going lower than that. So that's kind of our cutoff, our terminal velocity, you could say. Okay, and then the last thing is we update the Y position by adding drop speed and jump speed together. Now, there's one more thing we're gonna do here, and we're gonna set. We're going to still keep this forever. Wait until now. Maybe I've cut this out of the previous video, so I should explain. When I receive level 1, forever check to see if the up arrow key is pressed, and you'll find the wait until. You'll find that under control in here. You'll find the key up arrow pressed. You'll find that under sensing. Key, it's called key space press, and you can just change it to whatever one you want. I use the up arrow for jumping, but you can use whatever key you prefer. And then set drop speed to 0. We're going to actually set it to, I'm not sure. Let's try 20 for now. Okay, that might be way too much, but we'll just see. Okay, and then that's it. And then it'll forever check to see if it's pressed again. Now we are going to have to prevent it from double jumping, but I'll show you how to do that. Or triple jumping or multiple jumping. Now, right now if we do this, the only thing is it'll just fly to the sky. So we don't actually want that. I'll just show you. So I can jump here. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, that's because I called it drop speed. It should be jump speed, sorry. So now it'll just fly up into the sky, which is not exactly where we want it to be hanging. It's kind of cool, but it's not exactly what we want. We want it to fall back down. And so actually this is where I should put in a new thing. So if it's in the sky, it's going to be running this code right here. And right now, it's if drop speed is greater than -20, change drop speed by -2. I mean, bring your drop speed down to -20. And that's where it's sitting. And that's fine. But I also want to change the jump speed so that it actually basically stops contributing to it hanging in the air forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to bring in the variable Jump speed, I'm just going to stop this so you don't hear the engine going all the time. I'm going to switch this to less than. So jump speed is less than, and if it is, less than, do I want less than? No, I think if it's greater than, let me get this straight in my mind here. If it's greater than 0, then we want it to drop, so we want it to actually fall down. So if it's greater than 0, we want to change jump speed by -1, and that will bring it down to 0. So let's just see what this looks like. Driving, I'm going to jump in the air, and now this is a much nicer jump. This is amazing. The only problem with this jump is that you can double jump. So I can actually, if I just hold down the jump key, I can basically hover. So now I'm making now it's slightly coming down because every time it's dropping it to 19. You can't really see it there, but it's dropping it to 19. Anyway, I don't want it to double jump. So how do I create it not to double jump? We're going to actually create a another variable. Now, you love variables by now. And this variable we're going to use to control whether you can jump or not. Now, we could just say if you're touching the gray, then you can jump. Actually, we could just do that. Maybe I will just do that for now. We might in the future create a variable, and usually I call it something like can jump, and we set can jump to nothing or to yes or 1 for start, and then when you're in the air we set it to no, can't jump. But I think for now I could just do it touching the color here. I'm going to actually duplicate the color there, and in this code here it says wait until key arrow is pressed, and I'm going to actually say and touching the color. So I'm going to go under operators, and there is a and, not the plus sign, but the and down here. It's a Boolean operator, and we will talk more about Boolean later, I'm sure. I hope so anyway. Key up arrow pressed and color. So what this means is we're going to wait until, now this is a huge thing in here now, wait until the up arrow is pressed and we're touching the color. So if you both things have to be true. Both things have to be happening. So the up arrow is pressed and you're touching the ground. If those two things occur at the same time, then you'll be allowed to jump. If you're not touching the ground, so you're in the air, and you press the up arrow, can't jump. If you're on the ground touching the ground, but you don't press the up arrow, won't jump. So that's the nice thing about this. So let's see how this works. Let's see if we fix the double jumping problem. Okay, so I'm going to just keep trying to jump in the air, hold the jump button down. It doesn't allow me to double jump. That's pretty nice. Okay, that's all I wanted to do, just a little short video, because I kind of screwed, well, I didn't screw up, but I was trying something that I didn't really like. Now I like this a lot better. If you want to fool around with this a bit and find out, like right now I have it set to 20. I also have gravity maxing, or the drop speed maxing out at -20. But if you wanted to change this, so you can change this to, let's have a big jump. Let's go 70. You can see what the effect that would have. So I'll just click off that. Oh look, I jumped way into the sky. So 70 is way too much. Let's bring that down to 40 and try that jump. Oh, still way too much. So how about just something a little bit bigger than 20? So 25. Okay, so you can see that I can now jump. So I can even jump into the clouds for a little bit. And if you say made it 10, for instance, you can see what effect that would have. And now you can just barely get off the ground. So play around with this number if you like to find the perfect number for you. You can also change the gravity by changing the drop speed. So instead of drop speed by -1, if you change that to say -2, that, and then jumped, you'll notice that you drop to the ground much faster. Actually, it's kind of cool because you have like a bounce. I don't mind that idea. Because you hit the ground before your jump speed is actually completely over, so it's kind of has a nice bounce to it. Actually, I really like that. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway, I can... maybe I'll leave it like that for now, just to remind myself of this cool effect. Because with the sound effect and that little tremor, that little bounce there, it's going to actually be real nice. That's interesting. I like that. Okay. Alright, so there you go. There you have it. We'll see you next time.